Let's start with something uncomfortable but true. We live in a world where sex is everywhere. It's on our phones, it's on our screens, it's on the ads that we scroll past, it's in the jokes we tell at dinner. It's practically everywhere. And yet, most people that I talk to, they are deeply unsatisfied. And not just sexually, I mean emotionally, humanly, just physically. But the funny part is that we don't talk about that, do we? We don't talk about that part because it's confusing. It doesn't fit into the easy boxes of are you getting enough? Are you not getting enough? It doesn't fit into those boxes. I feel what today we are all feeling is not just a lack of sex, it's sexual frustration, but not the kind that we usually think of. It just quietly sits in your body and shows up in ways that you don't quite understand. Irritation, loneliness, numbness, anger that doesn't quite make sense. And you know what the strangest part is? It's the people who are married, the people who are dating, people who are sexually active, everyone feels it. They feel the same. So it's not just sex. Here's the truth no one tells you. Sexual frustration doesn't usually begin in the bedroom. It begins much earlier. It starts with how disconnected we've become from our own bodies. Think about your day. How does it look like? We're constantly exhausted, constantly rushing everywhere, constantly thinking about something, stressed. Our nervous systems are constantly stuck in survival mode. Comparisons, money, insecurity, deadlines, notifications. We're constantly stuck, we're constantly thinking. And a nervous system that is constantly stuck just fighting for your survival will not be able to focus on intimacy. It's not possible. It's biologically impossible to do that. Desire needs safety. Sensuality needs slowness. Touch needs presence. But we just live in a constant state of tension and movement. Constant movement. So even when sex does happen, the body isn't fully present there. The mind is busy. The heart is guarded. And when the body isn't present, intimacy becomes mechanical. It becomes something you do, not something you feel. And that is why I think there are so many people who just walk away feeling empty without ever knowing why. There is a deep sense of misunderstanding between men and women right now. Men oftentimes feel almost confused, rejected, judged for something even they don't understand they want. And women, we often feel unsafe, pressured, emotionally unseen. It's so sad that both these sides are frustrated, both are lonely, but both of them have so much guilt around wanting. And in a place where we should be seeing each other, being there for each other, since we're the victims of the same broken system that has shaped our human experiences, we've turned it into sides. Men are told that their desire is dangerous. Don't try something, don't rest, don't try new things. And women, you know it. Women are told that their desire is something that they need to manage or suppress. And so what happens? Desire becomes something that's rushed, transactional, fast, something that's just not given any space to explore. And when your desire is not expressed, it doesn't just disappear, it leaks. It leaks through the cracks that you see in your relationships. Did you know that courts across India, in fact globally, now recognize a lack of sexual intimacy, emotional distance, sexual neglect as major reasons for divorce? Not because sex is everything, but because when intimacy disappears, communication collapses. And vice versa holds true, of course. And when communication collapses, the frustration that you're feeling, it goes somewhere else. And actually you see it in public spaces too, staring, discomfort, comments, this constant low-grade tension between bodies. A lot of harassment isn't just physical, It's psychological, highly psychological actually. It's repressed desire mixed with complete emotional illiteracy. It's concerning when a society does not teach its people to understand their own desires, they become distorted. And here's something even deeper. All this frustration, it didn't start with you. Actually, a lot of what we carry in our bodies isn't truly ours, it's inherited. And here's the thing, if your mother, for example, lived in a constant state of stress, emotional suppression, fear, silence around her own body, it didn't end with her. The body remembers. It's sad because so many of us grew up completely uncomfortable with touch without ever knowing why, confused around bodies, unsure how to soften. Our first relationship with our bodies, it wasn't romantic, it was biological, it was emotional, it was passed down. So interestingly, Freud explained how desire evolves, how it blooms when it's given permission, when it's given safety. And when the same early experiences are met with shame or silence, the desire doesn't just disappear, it doesn't vanish away, it waits. It comes back, and it comes back as irritation, as restlessness, as anxiety, as frustration that does not know where to land. And that is why sexual frustration, it rarely looks sexual. It looks like a distance, it looks like emotional shutdown, control. And when you're reacting, you're not just reacting in the present moment. You're reacting to layers of history, some of it not even yours. Modern culture used what it knew best. It tried to solve this problem with dopamine, cheap dopamine, dating apps, matches, validation. But dopamine doesn't create intimacy. It actually creates craving, which is why we keep scrolling, we keep matching, we keep chasing novelty for that matter. Not because we want sex, but because we just want to feel something again. Gender wars, online anger, women can't do this, men can't do that. This is why the outrage feels so loud right now. When sexuality can't be talked about honestly, it shows up as aggression. Sexual frustration very quickly turns to social frustration. And so, here's the part we rarely say out loud. Sexual frustration isn't going to be solved by more sex. It's going to be solved by more presence. A stressed body cannot surrender. And an anxious mind, it can never soften. But when people feel safe, desire flows naturally. And when desire flows, connection becomes possible. And until then, this quiet pressure that we talked about, that's going to keep moving through us. And not because there is something wrong with us, but because no one actually ever taught us how to listen to our own bodies. And that is where change begins.